Welcome to the first show of Pixels in the Attic. We're like Only Murders in the Building, except less comedy crime solving podcast, more computer game solving inspiration podcast. Less murders, unless it's bad jokes and innuendo. I'm looking at you, Bond. I'm Woodensnail, the only snail you'll ever need. Former warlock, part-time streamer, part-time writer, but definitely a full-time snail. And my fellow pixels, if I could speak, my teeth fell out, are...
That's super hard to follow. So my name is Leness. I am a part-time baller, a gamer, and a hot dog eater, as long as it's plant-based. And I'm followed by Bond.
I'm Bond, and I like video games.
But do you like lamb?
I do like lamp. They help illuminate my life. There's not really much else to say about me. I just play lots of video games and watch movies, and that's pretty much my entire life.
You also stream, but...
Oh yeah, I do stream.
That's right,
Yeah.
you do stream.
But I stream video games.
Yeah.
So all
You do.
encompasses under video games. I
Yeah.
make YouTube videos about video games.
Opening boxes.
Yeah, I talk about video games.
Mm.
Play video games. I dream
like
about
it.
video games.
Ooh, we're getting a lot out
And
of
I
here.
like
Yeah.
meat-based hot dogs, if that's a
Meat-based.
category we're feeling.
It is a category we're feeling. And I'm slightly disappointed you don't dream about me anymore, that you're only dreaming about computer games.
I didn't say who was in the video game.
Oh, in your video game.
Oh, those are innuendos.
They are innuendos.
Have you never heard of Snail Simulator 2023?
What?
Well, no, I've only heard of a Snail Simulator in 1977. So how did we all meet in the first place?
Well, you two met first, so.
We did meet first, if you were referring to me and Leness1.
Mm-hmm.
And we met in Destiny.
We did meet in Destiny. We met through I guess someone that we had actually found to try to do a raid. He was that looking for kind of post.
LFG.
So
LFG
yeah,
to
LFG,
everybody
that's
else.
it.
That looking for
Yeah,
post
that looking
Leness.
for thing. So yeah, Nomad joined the clan, and then I think he wanted to play Trials, which I'm not gonna lie, I warned him. I was like, this is a mistake. I'm not good at this, but he didn't listen.
And he said, I know somebody.
Yeah, he said, I've got a friend. And that started the worst Trials matches that I think any of us had ever encountered. And he stopped talking to us.
He became a nomad and disappeared. But I gotta say, the Trials matches were amazing, only from the fact that we were that bad that we were laughing at each other.
I'll give you that. It was pretty
Yeah.
fun. I mean, you peek around the corner and someone instantly shoots you, and it's like, how the fuck? But yeah, because of that, he stopped talking to us.
He did. He disappeared off the face of the earth. But we've been inseparable since, so there is that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that was what? That's
One door closes, another one opens, or something, right?
yeah. That's
Yeah.
well, probably about 3.5, maybe more years ago.
Yeah.
Which is insane, really. It's flown by. And then I met Bond either in Panda's stream first or in Surveyor's stream. I'm going to assume Panda's because I randomly found Panda one day. I already knew Sir because the previous podcast and gaming together. But I was randomly searching the internet for somebody on Twitch and I found Panda because I like to watch Twitch while I'm working, like any normal human does. And that's where you were because you were a mod in Panda's chat.
Yeah. People give me swords. They probably shouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
I regret it ever since I gave you one because there's new commands every day like Smash and Innocent and all these ones that you do, hands and different things. Yeah, but so I met Bond there, and then for about 6 months we were chatting between two streams, and then one day in Sarah's stream, someone said about where they were from, and I said where I was from, and then Bond was like, I live around the corner.
Yeah. I live there. Where do you are? Oh, yeah, that road. Oh, I'm on this road. Wow.
And then they started dating. Yep.
And then we
That's when the
started
dating
dating.
started.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny
Which has
is that
been
I
hilarious ever since.
actually met Bond while he was on Bear's stream. I was playing with her, and Bond was being a mod, and I was basically instigating Bond to like a freaking what should we call, like, shut people down. It was like, Bond, I wouldn't let that go. But yeah, I remember that.
That was you?
It
That was me.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I was totally
I kind of
instigating
remember
it.
that. I
Yeah.
remember the first time I met you in like talking was a raid, I think, that Snail and Rob
Yeah.
wanted to get you in on.
That was the second time we spoke, and it was funny because afterwards I talked to Ross. I was like, Ross, I don't think he remembers me, because he didn't talk to me at all. Because I said
Just so people
something
aren't-
along the lines of, being like something funny to you, and you were so quiet.
It was
Yeah.
deadpan. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so people aren't confused. There isn't a third person that's. There is 3 people. There isn't a fourth person. I am Ross. I'm also Snail.
Mm.
Just
Oh,
so
gosh
people don't
darn
get
it.
confused.
Gosh darn it.
It's a bizarre thing, right? Because I was in my stream. It must have been about a couple of months back, and someone said, "You keep talking about Ross. Is there a Ross in the stream with you?" I'm like, no, I'm I'm Ross. But if I'm doing really badly at something, I'll cuss myself out because it's better doing that than it is cussing the snail out.
Is that short for like Rostifer? Or
There's no
Rastafarian?
shorting. What? How can you have?
Not
Is Ross
Rastafarian?
short for? This makes no sense.
Not Rastafarian. Okay. my
No,
bad.
it's just Ross.
any Friends fans will get the joke. It's fine. There's a scene in Friends where Joey's like, "Oh, and what's Ross short for?"
Mhm.
Short for you know, you're like, is it short for like Rostifer or Russell? Oh, it's just Ross.
That's what I was thinking you should have gone with. You should have just
I
been like,
should've
no,
done.
Ross from Friends, you know?
Yeah, no. I was gonna go. I'm short because I got little legs, but that goes into my favorite joke of all time, which we're not going to go into
Worst
here.
joke ever. Mhm.
It's not the worst joke ever. We'll come to favorite jokes. Another conversation, another stream, no doubt.
I don't think mine are allowed on the internet.
Well, luckily, this is a podcast.
Oh,
It's
so
not
who's going to get to mine? It's just going to be a beep, beep,
mine.
and then everyone's going to be laughing.
So, why we started a podcast? That's probably the an interesting question. And I blame
Because you guys
Bond.
wanted to. Yeah, you guys wanted to.
That's pretty much it. Wanted to. I'm not really sure I put this question down, to be honest, because that's not much of an answer. But I did a podcast back in 2017, 16 with some other friends, and then I just kind of, fell apart. People moved on,
Mhm.
and I've
People
always
do
kind of
move on.
wanted to do one ever since, and I've never been able to find the people to do it with that I'd actually want to do one with.
Yeah. So he had to bribe me,
Okay.
and here we are.
And so I had to seduce Snail with some like movie nights and stuff. Lend him some
And then
games.
Snail said, "Hey, let's get an ass." And there I am.
Yeah. And then I was like, podcast probably like 3 or 4 is probably a good number, right? And he's like, we'll get Ness. I'm like, okay. And then Ness ran away for a week.
Yeah.
We didn't find out.
Yeah.
She
Had
sensed
to think
something in
about
the universe.
I had to think
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
Puerto
I
Rican
had to-
time. Whenever you arrange anything with us.
No, I had to do a walkabout, really think about the podcast, and did I want to be part of it? I had to reflect.
Yeah.
And then I came back.
It was a tough break because we've done a podcast together before, and we are only the 2 left from the 3 warlocks. So we have done a podcast before, which was lots of fun, and I really enjoyed the interviews we did. So we interviewed people like Sarah Bear, Duke, loads of people we interviewed over the years. But it was always a laugh talking about just one game. But I've always wanted to talk about more than one game, and I think Ness, you had said before about let's talk about other things rather than just the one game. So here we are with another opportunity to talk about games in general.
Games! Who doesn't love games?
Yeah.
Well, there's quite a few people that don't like games, but those people are silly.
I don't understand them. That's weird.
And while we're speaking, I can hear buttons being pressed, so that probably means Ness is actually playing a game while she's doing a podcast.
Probably. She's addicted.
Listen, No Man's Sky
Clickety.
All right, let me talk about. Let me kick it off. So, No Man's Sky is not a game that I ever thought that I would like. You know, it came out, it completely bombed. Everybody hated it. And then the freaking people decided to actually make good on their word, and it's just a really good game. So yeah, now I'm addicted. 100 and something hours into it. How long have we started playing? Like a month ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy the game. I really enjoy finding different planets and seeing what they created. I think they take too many liberties on the animals. I found a bear owl with a mole face yesterday. That's too much.
That's too much.
It's
Yeah,
just too
yeah.
much.
They
That's
crossed
too
the
much.
line.
There's
They
too many
crossed the
animals in
line.
one animal.
I feel
Yeah.
kind of responsible for this No Man's Sky addiction.
Yeah. No, it's definitely your fault.
Rob was like, "Oh
Yeah.
man, I wish Starfield would come out, and I wish it was co-op." And I'm like, "Well, No Man's Sky." He's like, "What?" And then Rob went and
Yeah.
played it, and then Rob recruited other people into his cult, and now
And
look,
now here we are. Yeah.
Yep.
I've never played it.
Yeah.
I dream about it now.
No.
Yeah.
But we probably should talk about the elephant in the room, because we probably all lost at least 10 years of gaming to one game. And I've had a blast for about the last 4 months of not playing said game. That said game is probably Destiny, where if you play Destiny, you'll know it's a time sucker. So it sucks every minute of every day out of you because you need to complete everything and do stuff. Because you missed a week, you'd be out of sync. It'd be an absolute nightmare. So I've missed out on 10 years of gaming. And then finding now 10 years worth of games to play has been a blast. There's so many games that are good that I've missed and not had the opportunity to play, or I knew I wanted to play and then stored to one side. It helps having a library called Bond who can pass things to me as well. But yeah, there's been some amazing games. When I think back to, because one of the questions that we probably asked ourselves is what's our favorite game of all time, and I can't say Destiny was it, because I think back to the game that really captured me the first time, and it was probably Halo. But then the one that really drew me into an environment, into a character, into a story was Red Dead Redemption. And I played that till there was no tomorrow.
I could not get into Red Dead. I need to give it another chance, but
yeah, I'm one of those people. If I watch someone play the game, I don't need to play the game anymore. Like, if I know the storyline, if I know, like, Red Dead Redemption, I mean, I watched someone play it, and you do get involved with the character. You enjoy the character. It's sad. I mean, spoiler alert, sad that he dies. But it makes you sad to know. Yeah, spoiler alert. I said spoiler alert first, so that's forgivable. That means I'm
I finished
forgiven.
it twice, so I know.
how dare you spoil a 13-year-old game for me? I swear.
You're
The
I'm just
audacity.
saying, listen, you have an array of things to catch up to game-wise, sir. Okay, I heard about your library. So, yeah, so he dies. Anyway.
Anyway, Snape kills Dumbledore. That's the next thing you're going to say, isn't it?
Luke is Vader's father. No, wait, Vader's Luke's father. Other way around.
Luke is Vader's father. I love it. That's a surprise.
It's a time jump. It's a surprise. Jeez.
It is a Back to the Future shit.
Oh
my god. So yeah, so I'm one of those people. So Red Dead, I never I liked, but I never played it. But the game that actually took me out of PlayStation, because I was a PlayStation nerd before, was actually Destiny. I played the beta. I was like fascinated by the whole thing. I mean, as Ross said, I played it since it came out. And I met a lot of friends through it. I think the social aspect of that game actually helped quite a bit. But
yeah, I agree
let's be honest, Bungie made a beautiful, like, aesthetically pleasing game, and I think that's what I was drawn to the most. You know, your character it wasn't completely manipulatable, but like some of the stuff that you got for it, you can make it look, you know, pretty badass. It's just after a while, for me, the storyline killed it. the fact that, you know, you were spending so much money on parts of a game kind of threw it off. And then not only that, I mean, people started realizing, you know, that too, and the social aspect just kind of it was a drought.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So then
Yeah,
I think
Destiny.
yeah, I
Destiny
think
1 came out in 2014, where like nothing.
yeah.
There was. I remember Game of the Year that year at the Game Awards. It was like, none of the games that were nominated were bad, but there wasn't like that. Oh my god, like this is a clear winner. It was like Dragon Age
Mhm.
Inquisition, which was a great
Yeah.
game, but it's still, it's not. There wasn't any like huge game that year,
No.
so I think Destiny got
Yeah.
pretty lucky in that it came out when it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. Totally.
It's probably the best social game that's been around for the past 10 years.
Probably.
But my favorite go-to, and I know you guys are gonna laugh, Titanfall. I love Titanfall. The whole concept of it. I want my own bot. I want to get in my bot. I want to like walk around in my bot. I'm just saying. That's what I want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a shame they threw Titanfall 2 out to die.
I know. And I heard 3. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna do 3," and then they were like, "Nah, we're good."
Apex was making too much money,
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, there is that.
which is set in the Titanfall universe, but it doesn't have any Titans. It's like, well,
Yeah. I love the Titans.
Tom, what was the game that you have in your head as your best ever?
my best. I'm always really bad with these conversations because I never know which one to pick. But
Can I tell you that you wrote the questions?
I didn't put best game on here. I'll have you know.
I feel like you actually wrote that question. I'm just gonna put that out there. Keep going.
Where
Keep
did I
going.
write this question? Nowhere
I'm pretty
on here
sure
did
this
I write
was
favorite game.
this.
Hey,
This was
to our
definitely
podcast
one of
listeners,
them.
it does say top 5 games stroke
Yeah.
series.
Oh, well, we did top
Thank
5.
you.
Well, hang on. We got Metal Gear Solid.
Now,
We
here
got
we go.
Okay.
Metal Gear Solid, Zelda, Metroid's probably in there. Let's see, 2 more. What else would I put up there? I should have thought about this beforehand. I thought I'd be able to do it.
Keep
Anything
going.
Bond related. GoldenEye on 64 was amazing. Bloodstone on 360 was amazing.
I think every console had a game that was sort of generational. Because you've mentioned games there. The N64 probably had 2
Zelda
games that
was
really
my
stand out for me.
Zelda was my
Zelda
jam.
and
Which
GoldenEye.
Zelda? Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
Oh my
Ocarina of
god, that was
Time.
the best.
I
still have it.
It was the best. Yeah.
I still have it. I played it on stream recently.
But as you go through platforms, like original Xbox, it has to be Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Halo was amazing. And that was the first time I started playing with somebody. So I did a co-op campaign after finishing the campaign for myself. But as you go through the consoles, there is a game that sits on each console that probably is something that
I think the Nintendo
moved the
ones have
boundaries.
more than most of the others per platform.
Yeah.
Like Super Nintendo, you've got what, like I think the Final Fantasies were on there. Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Mario, Mario World, Mario All Stars, Mario Kart. I don't think there was a Smash until the N64, but still, like Nintendo always knock it out the park on their systems. I swear.
Yeah.
Sega Genesis had some good ones like Sonic the Hedgehog. I think the one that I played the most was Toe Jam and Earl, but I don't think it was very popular. But yeah, Sega Genesis got blown away by Nintendo. Oh.
There's a Toe Jam and Earl something that came out like a couple years ago.
I used to love that game.
Yeah, the Genesis over here was called the Mega Drive, and I remember playing Sonic. I got Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for my birthday one year, and I played the living hell out of that game. Yeah, that's probably my 5th series right there, Sonic.
Can I say a controversial take on Mario Kart? I actually prefer the rip-off version with Banjo and Kazooie.
Who are you?
Sega All Stars Racing on the 360.
It was just amazing.
Who are you?
It was better music.
Mario Kart rip-offs.
Yeah, it was, but I did prefer it because of the characters.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the thing. All those games come down to, right? Is which characters do you prefer? You prefer Sega characters? You're gonna prefer Segas because there's like the Smash Brothers. There's a Warner Brothers clone or something now with like Shaggy and Scooby Doo and and
Really?
Superman, and yeah, I can't remember what it's called, Rumbleverse or something, is it? And then there's a Nickelodeon one. It's like, SpongeBob and Jimmy Neutron beating the shit out of each other.
That's funny.
That reminds me of a guy today talking about a fight he'd witnessed on, and he didn't say where it was, but he witnessed a fight with a guy wearing the top half of a SpongeBob costume, and the bottom half he didn't have anything on, and the fight with another guy who was losing to SpongeBob, and it wasn't until he said they were on a train and all the passengers were watching with entertainment that I was like, this must be the strangest fight you'd ever seen. Half-dressed SpongeBob on a train. It's the funniest thing. Anyway, sorry, I digress.
What was the what game got you into gaming, or how did you get into gaming?
It's a good question. My father's to blame to some extent. So I'm talking a long time ago because I'm old. So my father brought home a home computer.
Oh
Now
my God.
we're talking late 80s, early 90s.
Oh my
So
God, you're
it
talking
was
about that code.
no, it was an IBM
Oh my
four
God.
color PC,
Uh-huh.
which had Tetris on it, and that's the only game it had in four colors. And I loved that thing. But probably the first game that really got me hooked on gaming was RoboCop on it must have been the Amiga. It might have been the Spectrum, whichever it was. It was a tape. So we had to wait for 2 hours for the tape to load, put the second tape in, or turn the tape over, I should say, and then load the second bit, and then played RoboCop forever. Such a brilliant game. It was like Daley Thompson's Decathlon as well. That took about 6 days to load, but it was a blast when we got to play it. And we've been spoiled because now games load instantly. But you had to plan your gaming time back in the day. I remember speaking to friends, and they were like, "We're going to game on Tuesday. I'm going to start the game on Wednesday night." It's the funniest thing. And literally, how many times would it crash? Bad tape. Oh no, guys, we have to unwind the tape and rewind it back in again. It'll work.
Oh,
They were the
no.
days that got me into gaming.
Yes, I know it tapes. Cartridges were my earliest. Blowing in cartridges.
Yeah.
Brilliant
Mhm.
cartridges.
Mine too. Mine was Mario Brothers, Nintendo. That was the one that got me into gaming. My dad felt so bad that we got chicken pox and we were stuck in the house, so he actually begged his boss for one of the Nintendos they had in the store that was kind of like a sample or something. And he brought it home, and that's how I spent my 14 days of itchiness. Yeah.
Genius.
Developing another itch for gaming.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That was it. Dad did it. It's his fault.
Mine was probably the Super Nintendo, but it wasn't like, because I have 3 brothers, but I have 2 older brothers, and they had it, and so I kind of got to play it in bits and pieces or watch them play. So I remember playing or watching or play. I don't remember if I was watching or playing them anymore, but like Link to the Past and Super Metroid. Super Metroid used to scare the living hell out of me as a kid. It was creepy. Link to the Past, and Mystic Quest, which is like the Final Fantasy game no one ever wants to remember existed, but it was amazing, and I will die on that hill. The best music in a Final Fantasy game. It's Mystic Quest or Mystic Quest Legend. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Legend, that was the full name. But yeah, it was like the Final Fantasy that they made for the uneducated, uncultured Westerners that didn't understand what a true RPG was. So it's like super dumbed down Final Fantasy.
Nice.
But it was awesome.
I do think our memories are slightly tarnished because I remember you playing recently, Bond, GoldenEye, and I look back, and if I think about me playing GoldenEye, the graphics were amazing.
Well, your imagination filled in the gaps.
Yeah, it was just there's that statue. I remember in my head, I was thinking the first time I saw it in the park, and that was the third scene from the end, isn't it? When they're in the park. Anyway, I remember the statue being amazing, and I was like, it's groundbreaking graphics. And then watching Bond play it only a few months ago, and I'm thinking, it's a block with some shading on. What is this for graphics?
Redfall.
wrong things? Yeah, Redfall. Gameplay comes first, surely, not the prettiness. Redfall forgot both of those things, but that's another story.
Redfall.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about Redfall.
Well, because even like people these days talk like about frames all the time. Like, oh, I need 140 bajillion frames per second, and it's like, GoldenEye, the 64 frame rate was horrible. That thing would tank to about 10.
Gotten spoiled.
If you went and blew up a barrel in GoldenEye, you might as well load up PowerPoint.
Yeah. Someone was moaning about Starfield coming out in 30 frames.
Yeah.
And then in the same breath saying how good Zelda was on the Switch. And I was thinking to myself, you do know that the Switch is not 60 frames.
Yeah, well, Zelda isn't, no.
No, I know some games are. But Zelda's 30 frames.
Yep.
So it's the same as Starfield. And yet you're praising how good Zelda was.
And I believe they said Zelda drops to 20 when you use an Ultra Hand, I think. And that game's still incredible, so.
It is, yeah. But the gameplay's right.
Yep.
And that's the key. Sometimes there's an epic intro that pulls you into a game. There's a game that jumped to mind as we were talking about gameplay then and graphics all tied up in one, which is the Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which has an intro that's out of this world. And it's like a tutorial really how to play the game, but it lasts for like 20 minutes and it's just fast-paced action. And I've played that numerous times at the beginning, and it's just outstanding how it just is perfect gameplay matched with perfect story, matched with perfect graphics. Such a great intro.
You're talking about Fallen Order? Or...
Yeah. Did I say Fallen Order?
You said Survivor, and that's the new one, isn't it?
It's because I can see Survivor on the screen. It's your fault, computer.
Wow. I think in terms of gameplay, my favorite genre is probably like stealth games. Like I love just sneaking around without anybody knowing I'm there, and then slipping down and slitting their throat or something. But
oh my, okay.
So you're aware, podcast audience, he does that around my house all the time. I see him through windows.
Yeah, I practice my stealth in video games and then go execute it.
Yeah.
He'll find cardboard boxes around.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He finds large cardboard boxes dotted around, and he doesn't know where they've come from.
Yeah, it's Bond underneath the box.
Man.
Yeah.
This is why
just
we
a regular
call it
box?
BondsBox. Yes.
Oh man. I would leave like stickies. Like I was here.
That's why you're not very good at stealth. They're not supposed to know you were there. That's why, Metal Gear's in my top favorite series, but I love like Splinter Cell and the Sniper Elite series and basically any stealth game I can get my hands on these days because they don't make them that much anymore because it's an unpopular genre. Everybody wants fast-paced action, explosions. I just want to sit in an event and watch and wait and pick them off.
Yeah, I've got a mixture of genres I like. As you know, if you ever watch my stream. But I do like stories, and that a good story hooks me into a game. Playing both the Playtale games, outstanding story, with the action of actually controlling a character. But something that sort of crosses all those genres will be something like Horizon, because you can do the stealth part, but you can also be the full force attack. It has the story, it's the beautiful graphics, the music's amazing. So many good story games I've missed out on because I was just in one story, being Destiny. Finishing Alan Wake, or as we now know it, Alan Awake, or its new name, Adam Awake, because I can never remember the name of the title. But finishing that was a great story. I was disappointed with the ending because I need to know what happens next. Which luckily I've only got a couple of months to wait, as opposed to the people that have waited 10 years?
13 and a half years.
13 and a half years. So I'm okay. But I can imagine people who are slightly annoyed it's taken that long to get the second half of the story.
Dang, that's a long time.
That's why they're always like, where's Alan Wake 2? Where's Alan Wake 2? We don't know. Here's Quantum Break. Here's Control. Here's... Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much play any genre. I mean, the only ones I don't really like usually are fighting games because I'm really bad at them, and like shmups usually, like Gallagher and stuff, or Death Smiles, because again, I'm bad at them. I don't like games I'm bad at.
Yeah, but you did try and
That's
play
it?
FIFA with me earlier.
I enjoy FIFA now and then.
When they pass the ball to the right person and you take control of the right character and he's not killing the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, killing the keeper's fine as long as it says.
Yes, that's right.
What about you, Ness? What's your favorite genre?
Well, I thought it was shooter and looter. But as of late, I find that my tastes have changed. I really like games, not Minecraft, that you can build and you can actually kind of create things. I think I like more of the creative stuff. So we were playing like Grounded, and
Such a good game.
Snail and Don't Die Rob made the mistake of saying, "Hey, why don't you join us? You can build in this area." And I basically built a whole little town, and I loved every second of it. It was great because it had a little bit of fighting, and you had to do the little crafting and stuff like that. And I didn't think I would like those type of games, but here lately, I find that I'm gravitating towards them more. So shooter and looter still, but.
And why don't you like Minecraft?
Dude, that's
more
Legos.
survival.
I could play Legos at home. Like,
You have that much
play
Lego?
some Lego?
Lucky.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I've got the
Aw.
Millennium Falcon. I've got an AT-AT. But-
Wow.
Yeah.
I tell you a weird genre I've gotten to this year is horrors. And
Oh yeah, that Dark Side. What was it? Dark Pictures.
Dark Pictures
That
games.
game was so good. We played like 2 of them, right? I really enjoyed
played
that. I
2,
didn't
yeah.
think I was gonna.
I say going back and playing Until Dawn suddenly puts the whole series into a different perspective because they struck on a genius idea on a PlayStation. It was PlayStation exclusive. You know, even to the T that the music is from the Dark Pictures games. They stripped the music out. They stripped the way the game plays out, and literally built the Dark Picture series, of which must be storyboarded in a giant, I don't know, space somewhere in the world, because how they linked all these stories together and continue to link another season to it is going to be astounding. But such a clever way of telling a story and playing a game, especially that you can play 2-player in a story-based game. It's very clever.
Yeah.
Where can everybody else find you, Snail?
Well, don't check underneath rocks because I'm probably not there. But you can find me in numerous places, usually on Twitch. So I stream, so you can come and see me live streaming on a Tuesday, Friday, and a Saturday, with Bond helping me in the background. He's my tech expert.
I take issue.
Use the word expert loosely.
Yeah, you find me all over Twitch. I do some diary writing in a Discord, much to some people's amusement, about my my funny life stories. So you can find me there too. What about you, Bond? Where can we find you apart from at my window?
Where else do you need to find me? What's wrong with it? You
Oh shit!
I see that every day when I get up and go to the toilet, and he's in the window.
Yeah, sometimes at your
Smiling.
back door.
Just smiling, waving.
Hi. Yeah, I stream on Twitch and I make YouTube videos, which is like unboxings and stuff, and past streams right now. And on Twitter, and that's about. Oh, I have a Discord as well.
You do. You also have Aloy unboxing with you, which is always entertaining. And
Yeah,
I did laugh the other day when you were like, "I can't find my knife," and I see myself. You've got Aloy next to you. Use the claws.
Oh my god, I've seen a lot of YouTubes of that.
She would probably bite me.
Yeah.
What about you, Ness? Can we find you anywhere else, or are you a Pixel exclusive?
I think at this point I'm a Pixel exclusive. I was streaming, but I haven't really had that much time to do it. So yeah, I am on Xbox. You could join me, but you probably won't like what I'm doing.
You do appear in my
But-
streams as guest star.
I do.
Yeah,
I'm the one that cusses a lot.
that's true.
And
sings.
sings.
But yeah. I mean, when I get a good tune in, yeah. But yeah, so I think that's really about it. Really, your guys' stream, or if I'm on Xbox, I'll stream very rarely, once in a while, as a surprise to my own self. But that's really about it.
All right.
Yeah. I'm a social person.
A social butterfly. As long as she can
Mhm.
catch it, put it in a jar, and store it in one of the houses she's built inside of No Man's
Yes.
Sky.
Yes, I'm gonna tell you. Every planet I land, I put a thing on. I put a base on because it's gonna be mine. Yep, that's it.
Do
Yep.
you know, the other day, all I could hear was this hysterical giggling in the distance, and I was like, what is she doing? Then I saw a giant butterfly flying up and down with her on the back, just acting like a jockey on top of a butterfly, hysterically giggling to herself that she was flying a butterfly. It was the funniest thing.
Wait, she was flying a butterfly where?
In No Man's Sky.
You can fly butterflies in that game?
Yes.
Yeah, you can get a pet. I got 2 pets. I got a butterfly, and then I got a rhino dragon thing.
Must be a big butterfly. Or a very small nest.
It's ginormous butterfly.
butterfly. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like a dragon.
It is very funny watching, because like horse riders ride horses. It is exactly the same sort of motions, except on the back of a butterfly that's flapping its wings.
That's very strange.
Very strange.
Totally normal. That's a Tuesday.
Totally normal. And if you enjoyed this chaos, then let us know, and perhaps we'll do more podcasting and talking about random things.
Yeah, maybe a more structured one. This is more of a get to know us type one, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and not scripted at all.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell.
There was a script for about 30 seconds.
And then it went off the rails.
Yeah.
It went off the rails quite quickly.
I'm not sure we made it through the 30 seconds without going off the rails.
Well, yeah, no, you're right. But tune in next time for another episode of Pixels in the Attic.